30,000 yen.
30,000 yen?
That's how much it was.
No way, dude.
How much you pay for this thing?
60,000 yen? Or 6,000 yen?
Gosh, it's huge, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the other thing now.
Alright. Alright, engine's ready to be hoisted up. So we're gonna go get the hoist and load up the truck and get ready to go. Alright, engine is all strapped up, ready to go. Really nervous that this thing might fall or tip over, but everything else is in the Integra, so I'm going to cut to the drive now. Okay, so fast forward, we drove the truck all the way down to the shop. We were ready to get the K-swap off the truck, but I had forgot the hoist because I realized that there was hoists actually in the back of the shop. However, the workers on site were like, yeah, those are customer hoists, so you can't use those. Bye-bye.
Oh. Now what? Now what? I've never done an engine swap.
Yeah.
And I have to be on a Honda now.
You are now.
Oh. So...
Right now, we're just disconnecting everything that's attached to the chassis.
Oh, okay.
I believe we actually went back the same day to get my hoist, so that wasted like another hour of our time. So I think total we had maybe about, I want to say like 3 or 4 hours to like get everything situated, start draining all the oil and start draining all the fluids, as you see right now.
Axles come out. One more sensor up top. And I think we're done. Next problem that we're gonna have is these. What?
When they put these in, it's really hard to get them out. I hate when we put the rotor back on. I'm not putting these screws in. They're pointless. I honestly think that people do this so you can't do it yourself because they end up getting seized and you can't take the rotor off.
Oh yeah.
We can't take the rotor off. We gotta drill it out the fucking
Oh yeah.
Oh no. That's when it's easy to come out. You know? We'll see. Judging by how everything else is tight, I highly doubt it's gonna come out easily. We're gonna need to drill it out most likely.
I'm gonna pull out the engine now.
We did run into an issue with the AC, and that's my fault again because I probably should have known this. Yeah, AC is, we had to remove the AC, and you know, I didn't have anything like a vacuum pump to remove the refrigerant from the car. So what did I do? I just removed the line, and it just started, you know, pissing out refrigerant all over the floor, and there's just gas everywhere, and everybody's just kind of staring at me. It was really awkward, but I had to do what I had to do in order to remove the engine. So yeah, just kind of let that fly. I'm surprised nobody like got mad at me for doing that, but that had to be done. That had to be done, and right now we're just removing the mounts still because there's so many. And after this, I believe we were able to pull the engine. But this is actually what you're seeing right now is what was in day 2. So we came back and we just started removing everything, just drilling out all the mounts, draining all the fluids, disconnecting all the connectors from the harness, and it was still relatively straightforward, you know. It was not that difficult because, you know, I've done this before. It's been a few years since I've done this, but, you know, I've done this in the past. It's nothing, you know, crazy. You know, I'm pretty confident of what I'm doing. And Geronimo, he hasn't ever done this before. So I'm kind of like trying to teach him how to do this and guide him through it. And he's able to pick up on some things because, you know, he knows cars a little bit. But right now we're just trying to pull out the engine now. I believe you can see the K-swap in the back. So this is definitely day 2 because day 1, the K-swap was still in the truck the whole day. So this must be day 2. And we have another cart over there in the back where we're gonna put the B series onto that tire and just push that into the back room because we're not gonna need this. Actually what I was going to do with this swap was I actually sold it to one of you guys, and it's on its way to California right now in a container. So that was gone. I had to drive all the way out to the middle of nowhere to drop that off. So you'll see a video later on about that. But yeah, everything's pretty much done. The engine's coming out right now and everything's looking smooth. Really, honestly, it was a really straightforward removal day. I can't really say that I had any other issues. I will say though that this engine hoist that we're using is like some random eBay engine hoist, and honestly it did the job just fine, but I realized after using it multiple times throughout the swap that it started to deteriorate a little bit, and that might have been partially my fault because some of the bolts weren't lining up when we were assembling it back at the storage facility, and I was just like, you know what, 2 bolts is better than 1, right? So you should be good. So yeah, basically the thing started to fall apart towards the end of this entire swap, but we were able to get everything done with the hoist. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it now, but probably gonna try to sell it. But everything kind of started to come together. Right now, Geronimo's lowering the car. Doing this on a lift is so much easier than doing this in a garage with no lift. And you're probably wondering, why didn't you just drop the engine on the ground and just slide it out and just drop, lift the car up? I don't know. I just felt more comfortable doing it the old school way, only because that's how I did it the first time. And many people were looking at me like with like a side eye, like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you just dropping it and just, doing it the way you're supposed to do it with a lift? As long as I'm comfortable doing something, I don't mind doing it if it's the more difficult way. I just want to feel comfortable doing it the way I feel like is more comfortable for me. So it all came out, it was fine, and after this we put it on the back of the truck and we wheeled it to the back, and that was pretty much the end of the day.
Oh, then it's probably those pin, the whatchamacallit shifter in the way.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the shifter. So I just keep going up. Huh? I just keep going up. No, I could go a little bit lower. That's fine. We'll go slightly lower one more time. Alright. Right there. It's out. It's out? All right.